Hey there, welcome to Metal Sharpens Metal. My name is Daniel. Today we've got the song Isolation Blue by a band called Erra. I have alluded to wanting to do this band for a little while, and I'm excited to finally show you guys, so let's check it out. Another one without a music video, but that's okay. So much happening. Oh. Man. The house. That breakdown is so technical. Little key change. I love this tight trem guitar. Just really cool parts. And bring it way back. Nice little waltz with a solo. That part is so cool. Oh man, that breakdown just hits like a truck. I love that. And you get bonus solo. Oh, it sounds so pretty. You actually get like a chord progression to evoke some emotion too, and to carry that lead line through. Nice little outro. Really cool song. Oh, I forgot there's like a little right at the end there. Well, that song has more layers than all the birthday cakes for all of Elon Musk's kids that they've ever had. You even get 2 solos, a really unique breakdown at the end, even though it felt like it was a total disconnect from what had been going on. To me, at least, when I first heard that, I was just like, "Whoa!" It just has a totally different setting of the tone. But interestingly, it's the same time signature and tempo as the rest of the song. Well, there's a little part in the middle that's kind of different, but it's not different from the part that came before it. It just sounds so different, and like the pulse is so different. It was weird, but I love that. They make those odd effects that can throw you off. They do that a couple times on this album, actually, on this EP called Andromeda. I really appreciate them as musicians. They were all very young when they made this too. Kind of crazy. I think the first song I had heard of theirs was called Of Rare Form off this same EP, and it really stood out to me right away, just compared to all the other bands of the day, because they just had so many layers and crazy ideas that they pulled off. So the screaming guy is named Garrison Lee. A kind of funny story, he friended me on LinkedIn back in the day because he was trying to promote his graphic design business. He actually, I think, made some pretty legit graphics back then. I wonder what he's up to now. I really do like Garrison's vocals. Even though they're kind of monotone through the song on the first listen, they're still very powerful, and he puts in a lot of like little variations in different spots to accent those moments. I like how he does things. He has some standout fast parts that he'll do sometimes. So, you know, for me, it was never boring to listen to. Garrison was their screaming vocalist all the way through their album Augment, which was, I think, jam-packed with some of my favorite songs. The singer guy was Jesse Cash. He also plays lead guitar in Erra. Despite having an awesome name, I think he sings a little bit ambitiously for his range. It does sound really epic and catchy on the record. I think that sounded awesome, right? Like very, very polished. But live, he just doesn't quite hang all the time. And if you're one of those people who thinks he nails it all the time, like you've seen him live and you think, well, it's okay, he doesn't hit every note because you couldn't either, right? I think you're a blind fanboy. And honestly, your opinion isn't to be trusted. The views expressed on this channel are not representative of the channel as a whole and are mine alone. They are not meant to be a full disadulation of one's character. Who wrote this? They're not meant to be a disadulation of one's character or a derision of one's opinions. Okay, am I good?
Say viva Travis.
Believe it or not, jail.
6 months later.
So there's a guy in this song that used to be in the band named Alan Rigdon. You might remember his name from the Artificials video we did a while back on the channel. So he wrote Guitars with Jesse. I think he plus Jesse were a force to be reckoned with. And Alan was in the band up through their album Augment as well. So they lost Garrison and Alan after the same record. Big bummer. Erra's stuff has never quite sounded similar to me ever since. I liked it. I mean, look at, I got this one. This was another album of theirs. I thought it was good stuff, but it wasn't quite the same as their raw, linear, kind of chaotic sound that they had, where you could kind of pick out that one fill, that one little detail and re-listen to it, or the one hook that would just implant in your brainstem for a week. I just miss that stuff. So I guess I'm one of those, I liked their old stuff better guys, right? I think the rule is that everyone gets one of those things that they can say that about. If you get to like 4 or 5, I think you just instantly transform into the internet actually goblin, just right on the spot. So I do really like this song. I like a lot of what these guys have made, but the lyrical content is where I'm going to take a bit of an issue due to my faith. So the song is kind of like if Ferngully grew metal guitars and breakdowns instead of ferns and mushrooms. A lot of nature adoration and discussion of how humanity has messed that up. Now, in some of their other songs where Garrison has lyrics similar to this, I really like hearing him describe the wonder of nature. It's really vibrant language, really cool word choices.
That's pretty neat.
But it's only good when the praise terminates on God for making that nature rather than nature itself, which Paul says in Romans 1, right? They worship the creation rather than the creator. So let's look at some lines here. So a couple that stand out to me are, nature is no longer on our side, fighting with it for so long, we eventually wither and die. Struggle has become part of our everyday life. So, okay, I'm following with that. That makes sense. Then part of the chorus here, he says, we eventually wither and die. We forgot this place and all it's given us. Nature is the host and we are the parasites.
There's too many people on this earth. We need a new plague.
One of the final lines actually talks to this too. It says, we are the unnatural beings that bring destruction to everything. And here a little bit above, Jesse's saying, unbelievable is the adolescence of this world. We know the problem, so why not stop this? So how would I as a Christian respond to these things? First, let's start with what's accurate. Humanity has definitely been fighting against nature and struggling for survival since day one. This was all foreshadowed in Genesis 3:17 through 19, when God told Adam and Eve the consequence for their sin. And to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. So yeah, the difficulty that we find in nature was not a surprise to God. Second, there are definitely people who are trying to bleed the earth dry for their own gain. We've seen people take things way too far and cause some big damage.
That's a lot of damage.
This was outlawed in God's law as well. The Israelites even had laws about how to farm. For example, they were supposed to take a break from farming every 7 years in order to give the ground a rest and not overdo things. There were also laws about how to treat the work animals, the sacrifice animals, and the animals that they ate for food.
You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail.
But here's where the disconnect comes. Viewing humans as parasites and unnatural beings is just totally the reverse of how God says that he made things. We are his representatives on earth, tasked with obeying him and running the garden well. There have been many difficulties, but our mission remains the same. I've had this line from the song stuck in my head most of the week from the chorus where Jesse sings, we forgot this place and all it's given us. And the thing I kept thinking as it kept cycling through my head is, no, we haven't forgotten this place. We haven't forgotten the earth, Mother Nature, something like that, and not given her enough thanksgiving and attention. We have forgotten God, the one who made the earth, the one who is responsible for all of our blessings.
I mean, this is what's wrong with the Christian church today. We don't know who God is, and we don't know who we are.
So again, another mix-up of the creator and the creation. Big difference. There's an infinite difference, actually. Also important to note, humans were not stripped of their dignity when Adam sinned. Like, it's not like we became worthless or that we tarnished ourselves beyond repair. Otherwise, there wouldn't be laws against murder and laws about preserving life in the Bible. There's a big difference between killing a person and killing an actual parasite like a mosquito. And we are also told to flourish and multiply, which won't happen if we sit out in the sun and the snow all day, trying not to hurt anything around us. We have to cut down some trees to make a civilization. So the problems that Garrison's alluding to have been around in different forms for all of human history. Is there a way for humans to live in a Zen state in the world without impacting nature at all and without dying out as a species? I really don't think so. As a follower of Christ, and the Bible says about Christ that he holds all things together by his power, I'm called to treat this world well. We are to take dominion, to cultivate our little corners of the garden, and to kill animals well, raise animals well, deal with trash responsibly, etc., things like that. And I know there's a debate about if we are doing all of these things to a high enough standard, because that seems to always be the question. But a lot of this is going to come down to what's in your heart. Have you been in accordance with the Bible and your conscience? Or have you been potentially worshiping the creation and nature and worshiping that over God and even other humans? You need to be able to answer these questions for yourself and give an account to your master one day. And no, that master is not Greta Thunberg or Recyclops. So thanks for walking through that Earth Day ballad with me. I know I had fun, and I like thinking about the things that God has made and giving him thanks for all of that. So hope you enjoyed it too. All right, see you next time. Bye. I don't know.
Oh! She didn't know if there was a dart in there. I'm sorry.
Of course. I don't know why, but I thought like, yeah, it should be cocked and loaded. Just have it ready. It's okay. That was so funny.
Right to jail, right away.